Tenpai Dragons is the best deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, as long as your name is NJR before. Tenpai Dragons is an OTK deck that destroys your opponent, leaving no trace of them winning the duel. Today I'm going to show you guys a couple replays so that you guys can win your next duel. Alright guys, starting off, we're obviously going to start off with our starters. We're choosing to go second. Our opponent is playing heroes, masked heroes, regular heroes, obviously Fulos, because my opponent's going to be playing some long combos, and I just wanted to get some extra advantage. Unfortunately, he banishes my Sang and Summoning, which is quite annoying, but you know me, I play around it. Lightning Storm and Super Polymerization just to remove the board. Now I have a Garura, destroy the back row, Tenpai Dragon Pydra activate, Typhoon Vision activates, I discard my called by, draw 2 cards, set my Forbidden Droplet, and I go to battle phase, causing my opponent to be pretty low on HP. Super Poly Hero is the main card that we were looking for, being able just to defeat our opponent without really having to do much. He special summons out his Bestial and Elemental Hero, Fountain. We have Fadra and Genroku activate, special summon out Chundra. We just go to battle phase, start synchro summoning using Biden Dragon. Pydra comes back, adding Sang and Summoning. We special summon out our Fadra, bring Genroku to our hand, special summon out Chundra from the graveyard, bring back another Pydra using Chundra. He sends a card to the graveyard and we just destroy our opponent using our strong Tenpai Dragon combos. And that's really as simple as it gets. Now in this duel, you're probably thinking, NJR, why are you going first? And Fairy Tail Luna in your deck? I thought this was a Tenpai video. That's right. Tenpai Dragons and Fairy Tail actually have a decent way of playing together. As you can see, Tales of the Fairy Tales allows us to fusion summon using cards from our hand or our field, and allows us to summon out an Omni Negate called Teller of the Fairy Tales. Teller of the Fairy Tales reads that when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can banish 1 Fairy Tail card from your hand or graveyard. Negate the activation if you do, destroy that card. This unfortunately is a once per turn card or effect. Additionally, Teller of Fairy Tales adds protection to our Fairy Tail monsters which cannot be destroyed by battle. This synergizes really well with Tenpai, making it so that Teller of Fairy Tales and Fairy Tail Luna cannot be destroyed by battle. Additionally, it can also potentially be a 2850 beat stick. Next, I set my Triple Tactics talent for bait. Since we have our Teller of Fairy Tales, our opponent's using Ecclesia and Branded Opening. Here, we're going to banish 1 to negate. Then he Forbidden Droplets me. I didn't even think about that. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do without interaction besides a banish. Bestial Magnum Hut being in my hand. Albion the Branded comes out. Fusion summons Lubellion, the Searing Dragon. I activate Magnum Hut just to potentially get rid of 1 from the graveyard. He just sends both back into the deck and uses Mirror Jade, banishes my Teller, and Bestial Magnum Hut allows me to add to my hand during the end phase, if it will load, because our opponent had a lot of moves. We'll add Genroku special summons itself, and now here we have one of 2 options. We can either make a Baron de Flare, or we can do what I did, which is Harpy's Feather Duster. He destroys 1 monster, I destroy his whole back row, tribute it, get Pydra, add Sang and Summoning, Sang and Summon activate, add Chundra, discard Genroku, Chundra attacks, Fadra comes out, we start attacking, we obviously synchro summon into Sangenpai just brings back Chundra, Fadra brings back Pydra, we synchro summon back into our Transcendent Dragion, bring back Biden, it attacks, destroys, Biden attacks, we synchro summon into our Trident Dragion, destroy 2, and Trident Dragion doubles its attack and attacks to OTK our opponent. Tenpai Dragons is a very strong deck, especially workable and doable with Fairy Tales. Today I'm going to show you guys that deck list. Our last and final duel is a bit of a longer one, going up to 7 turns, and you'll see why Fairy Tail Dragon works so well. Start off with our hand traps, Contact C and Retaliating C. This is a version of the deck that I was playing. I really like it. Personally, I think it's the best deck I've had. Our opponent is unfortunately playing Spell Stun. We drop Fairy Tail Ball, and I decided to start with Fairy Tail Luna just because an Omni Negator 2 would be a lot stronger than having nothing. Machigiru adds the equip spell, which is our fusion summon, to go into Teller of Fairy Knights, and this re-equips to our Teller of Fairy Knights, and set 2 to bait our opponent, and we also have our Super Poly. Opponent tries to destroy 1 using Fisher. Unfortunately, I have to respond because I don't want Teller of Fairy Tail to be destroyed by a card effect. Machigiru summons itself, Hydra adds special summons itself, and we unfortunately cannot go to battle phase because of Swords of Revealing Light. So I thought, may as well add back Machigiru, since we cannot special summon any other monsters except spellcaster monsters when Machigiru special summons itself from the hand or graveyard. Genroku activates itself to use Chundra, Summoning activates to add Genroku, we discard Contact C, summon Genroku, go to battle phase, go into Biden to bring back Chundra, since Chundra will be able to special summon out Fadra on our next turn. Our opponent's Swords of Revealing Light gets destroyed, and unfortunately, with our negate here, our opponent has no response, and Fairy Tail is really able to just shut our opponent down. Next, we're going to get into our deck list and see what makes this deck so strong. Alright guys, so here's the deck list, and I don't know if I mentioned it already, but our deck list is actually very interesting. First off, we're only playing 2 Pydra and 3 Genroku, and the reason we do this is because Fairy Tail Luna is a normal summon monster, and Pydra is also a normal summon monster. So to lower how many times we're going to get stuck having both one or the other of these cards in our deck, we decided to use Small World. Now you will see here that we have a Brotherhood of the Fire Fist. Brotherhood of the Fire Fist was used with Small World to create a bridge between our match Garisu or Luna, Brotherhood of the Fire Fist, and our Genroku, and this in turn allowed us to cause some very interesting plays against our opponent. Additionally, you'll see that we're playing Phydralis, which is obviously a staple in our deck, but also the C package, one of each, our Bestial Magnum Hut, and our 3 Small World, along with our Fairy Tail package. But also, Book of Taiyu is just used so that we can stop our opponent's effects from activating. You'll also see we have Weaver Fairy Tails, which can be really good if we want to extend using the Fairy Tail cards. And also we have a number 106 Giant Hand, so that if our opponent has Dimensional Fissure or Dimensional Barrier, we can still go into Giant Hand and potentially have an Omni Negate. With that, guys, I hope you really enjoyed the video. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, night, and